Hello, in this video I would like to talk about four-sided dice, the D4. In my previous video I was playing with the magnetic die. It is classical six-sided die, and that reminds me that there are so many other dice out there to play with. So in this video I would like to show you how I designed this in Fusion 360 and how to use the D4, the four-sided die. This is the content of this video. The design in Fusion 360 is at the end of the video because that may be boring for some visitors. The D4 dice is classical tetrahedron, which has four sides. It is equilateral triangles, and on each side you can see three numbers, because when it sits on one side there is no opposite side to write a number. So the selected number is near the selected surface. So for example, now this is number 2. I don't like this version. I created another version. It is the same geometry, where on corners I place a sphere, and on the top of the sphere I wrote a number, the selected number. So you don't have to read those three numbers. When it's selected, you can read from the top the selected number. Both files can be downloaded from my website. There is the link, it's mytechfun.com. They are not rolling good, so usually they use it that they are throwing in the air or from cup and put it on the desk, and that's how they use it. This shape is the standard because it is four-sided, a fair dice. Fair, it means every number has equal chance to get selected because the surfaces are the same distance from the mass, middle point. But this version was very easy to print, the first version. The numbers are cut in the surface. Unfortunately, I didn't find a good solution how to color them, so I colored them with the marker. They don't look so good so far. I have to find some better solution for coloring my 3D printings. The second version, this is very hard to print a little bit because you have to use the brim. Theoretically, it can print it without supports. I cut a little bit this sphere with the surface, so you will see in the design in the Fusion 360. So they can be printed without supports. This can be printed with overhang. This is printed with the bridges. To be honest, from these two, I like better this version. Only I have to find out to somehow mark better the numbers on the top to color them a little bit better. Okay, I'm starting with the top view. I will drive here a polygon with three sides. D for dimension, I want this to be 25 millimeters. Oh, and I want this to be a vertical line. Okay. I will add here two lines. I don't need them so far. I will need them later. I will explain when you will see. And I want to move this as a copy from here to here. I will need this point later. Okay, let's go to the new plan. This one here, just a vertical line, and now I will draw a line and I will add the dimension. It has to be the same, 25 millimeters. Oh, and this has to be a vertical line. Stop sketch. I can now create a loft from these two plans to this point. And here it is. This is the tetrahedron. If you want only to draw this, you are finished. I want to add something. I want those edges not to be so sharp, so I will cut them in with the sphere. And that's why I needed those lines at the beginning. Let's go back to this. I will hide the body, I don't need it. Edit this sketch here. and I want to this okay. I will need this point, so I will translate it into this plane. Okay. And I will add here the point just to be noticeable easier. Great. And now I will add those spheres. The problem is that I don't know how to create that sphere on 4 points of the tetrahedron. So that's why I added this point here at the beginning. And because I can draw a circle on 3 points. 1, 2, 3. This is it. And center of this circle is basically the center of the sphere. I can add this sphere right now. Create a sphere. I don't know, 27 meters, I think. Let me check. New body, okay. Great, so now we have this tetrahedron and we have this sphere. And I will intersect these two bodies. But if we combine. Okay, not join, but intersect. I will hide the sketches, and now you can see here we have these rounded edges. Basically, they're not so sharp. Great, and now we can start adding the numbers. I will start with this plane here. Sketch, text. I will start with number 1. Size, millimeters. Arial black, this is very easily noticeable because I want this maybe 0.4 millimeter deep. And here I don't want thin lines. Okay, next. Meters. It would be good to have this as default. Okay, so I have to rotate this 60, 130 degrees actually right now. Approximately to place it in the middle. Okay, and the third number. Seven area. Minus 120. Let's put it somewhere in the middle. Okay, let's extrude it. I will hide the body so they're not confuse me. Great, so extrude. 1, 2, 3. Fine, and it will be minus 0.4 millimeters. I will enable the body so you can see what I'm doing. It will be cut. Okay, and here it is. We finished this side here. Okay, let's go to the next side. I will speed up now the video, but I will repeat the procedure the same, only I have to check that the number on the same side are always on the bottom, for example, marking the same side. And we are finished now. Let's check the position of the numbers. So now, yes, one is on the bottom. Let's see the number 2. Okay, number 3 also on the same side. Okay, and number 4. Great. It's ready for printing. This is the second version, but video will be too long. I will show you only the steps of the design. So I started with the lines of classical tetrahedron, and I used the pipe function to add these cylindrical bodies here, and in every corner I added a sphere. And then there is a little bit tricky, because to this sphere I had to add numbers. So first I extruded those numbers, and I cut from the number body the sphere. And then I moved down the number 0.3 millimeters, I think, and then I cut from the sphere the number, and that's how I got this number into this sphere. Same with the other spheres, numbers. Here's the number 3. I cut from number 3 the sphere. I move down the number 3 into sphere, and then I cut from the sphere this number. And finally the number 4. And then later, because I need better grip in the printing, because sphere is theoretically one point touching the bed of the printer, so I had to prepare the surface. I cut the surface from the sphere, and of course I want to do it equally, not only the side of the printer. So here you will see it's cut from each side, and I will hide the sketches. And this is the body prepared for the 3D printing, and with this you can print without any supports. Only you need a brim and good grip with the bed of the printer. Great, thank you for watching, and in my next video I will play with the D5, the 5-sided dice. Follow me into that video too. Bye.